Well, hello, everybody. We welcome you to this edition of News You Can Use. I'm the host for this program. My name is Thera Martin Milling, and I am glad to be with you today here at LaSalle TV. And you check us out on Comcast Channel 56 and on Verizon Fios Channel 36. Today on the program, in our first segment, we're going to talk about living healthy and being educated about strokes, and certainly want to tell you about a stroke walk that's coming up. It's called Order My Steps. And so my first guest, Davida, she will tell us about that when we get to her in just a moment. And then later on in the program, when we turn the page, we're going to talk about something really neat. It's called Prom-Ject. And Tamika and company will be here to tell us all about that. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our program, News You Can Use. If you're checking us out as you are at the gym, perhaps on the bike, working it out right now, you might be at home, you might be at work, but wherever it is that you're watching the program, we certainly appreciate you for coming and being a part of what we're doing. I want to say hello to you again, Davida. Thank you for joining us. And you are not a stranger to this program, News You Can Use. Thanks for coming back.
Oh, thank you for having me, as always, Thera. I appreciate you for giving me the platform to continue to educate individuals.
You look so bright and just ready for spring. I have to comment on your outfit from your shoes all the way up. I love it. I love it. I feel like definitely it's springtime.
It is springtime. It's a wonderful day outside, and like I said, I'm happy to be here.
And some of the people who will be watching this program, they're watching it the week that we're coming into Easter, because we're taping on a Monday, and Easter will be coming this Sunday. And so happy Easter in advance to everybody who's watching.
Yes.
Now, let's get down to business. The issue of strokes. That's what you talked about when you were here before. You're on the same mission now. You are focused because you care. You've been here. You've been through it. So please share with our audience what they need to know.
Yes, absolutely. I am, I've been on this crusade for years, Thera. As some of your listening audience might know, and they might not know, I am a 3-time stroke survivor. And I believe that God truly left me here to really communicate to the community at large what the warning signs of a stroke are, and to put this deadly disease on our larger platform. And so oftentimes we don't recognize what our underlying health issues are or really pay attention to what they are. So whether it is high blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, or a rare blood disorder, we need to really take light of that and really go to the doctors, communicate with our doctors, and have an open and honest communication about what that is. And so at the time of me having my strokes at 30, 32, and 33, I had none of those issues. And so I fell into that 3%, and I thought to myself, if I don't have any of these, and individuals that have these underlying issues, why don't we know about what the warning signs of a stroke are? Why don't we know if you have an unknown headache out of anywhere, or numbness on one side or both sides of the body, or blurred vision? Why don't we know to get to the hospital within the first 3 hours to potentially decrease the possibility of death or severe disability of a stroke?
Because we're not educated enough.
We're not educated. We're definitely not educated, and strokes did not run in my family as well. So I've definitely been on this crusade, and again, I thank you.
You're a blessing and a miracle.
Yes.
3-time stroke survivor. That's amazing, and God is so good to preserve you. He has a lot more work for you to do.
He has so much work for me to do, Thera. And and I thank God for it. There's so many times that I run across individuals that do look like me, that have had a stroke, and because it is a brain injury, they don't communicate it. It's like the individual that perhaps has sickle cell or fibromyalgia, that it's a disease that you cannot see, that do have health issues. Epilepsy, or seizures, things of that nature, that have health issues that can't see, or they don't communicate it. But it doesn't mean that they're not hurting inside. It doesn't mean that they don't have some type of disability due to it. But we do need to really communicate what that is, and really communicate to our families and our friends, especially our family, because we know in the community so oftentimes that we don't communicate what our health ailments are. Right. And then there's a breakdown in regards to what that is, and then therefore it's not getting communicated directly to our doctors the right way as well.
Now, a colleague of mine who I absolutely love, and I'm going to tell her story because I don't think she watches the show. But she's a young lady. She's younger than me by almost 15 years, maybe a little bit more. A real sweetheart. And she has high blood pressure, she shared with me, and she's somebody who has to take high blood pressure medicine every day. And so a couple of weeks ago at work, she just mentioned in passing while we were each doing work in our own offices, we shout to each other from office to office. She says, you know, I stopped taking my blood pressure medicine. And that's what like that. But I didn't start preaching because I'm like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert, but I know in my gut. But so she said, yeah, I stopped taking it because I've been feeling really good lately and I don't think I need it. I didn't say anything.
Thera.
I know I was wrong. I should have said something.
Thera, yes.
Because I'm older than her. I know better, right? Even though I've never taken high blood pressure. I've never needed it. But anyway, long story short, a week and a half later, she had to rush to the hospital. And when she got there, the doctor said to her, do you realize that you're seconds away from a stroke? Your blood pressure is so high. And they reamed her out when they realized that she had just on her own decided she was going to stop taking her medicine for a few days. So anyway, she's going to be okay. I believe she's fine. She had to take the rest of the week off last week, and you know she's going to be fine. But it's things like that even.
Yes, absolutely, it's things like that. And so what we often don't realize is that high blood pressure is a silent killer. It's a silent killer, and what potentially can happen is a situation like that where someone can become very close to having a stroke. And high blood pressure can raise, and you don't always get a headache or dizziness or the blurred vision from your pressure being raised and being thrown off to know that you can have a stroke. So the reason for which, and I stated this to you, is why I started the walk and to put this on a larger platform in the city is because my god sister, and she and I were raised like sisters, is that at the age of 44, she undergirded me with the nonprofit. And she knew all that I did with the nonprofit. She knew the warning signs. And so I believe that she knew the importance of high blood pressure. She had high blood pressure. I saw her on the weekend of my 40th. We were celebrating my 40th. I saw her that Friday. She died 2 days later of a massive stroke. And so the following year, yeah, the following year, in her honor, Tanya Freeman Green from Cheney, she was a huge advocate. Anybody from Cheney University knows Tanya because she really, really did a lot for Cheney and the alum. And so I did the walk to put it on a higher platform in the city because I felt like if she stood beside me and didn't hear my voice, I need to speak a little bit louder in my own city.
Yes, yes, and you're doing that, and you're doing that, and going forward, you will do it in memory and in the legacy of your beautiful cousin, who was like a sister, who was a graduate of Cheney University, who was a diehard person.
Yes.
And so all you Cheney alum who are watching and viewing this program, if you want to come and walk in memory of your cousin.
My god sister, Tanya Freeman Green. Yes.
Tanya Freeman Green, come walk with Davida and her family and everybody who supports the Order My Steps Stroke Walk on Sunday.
May the 7th at the Philadelphia Zoo. Registration starts at 7 o'clock. The walk kicks off at 8 o'clock.
Okay. And it's going to be fun because now, for all the walks I've ever participated in, Davida, they were all usually around the Art Museum, you know, West River Drive, Martin Luther King Drive, something like that. Or I've done a few where with the sickle cell with Zamoria Brandon, and we did that out in Fairmount Park. That was cool. But yours, I've never done a walk at the zoo. That sounds like that'll be pretty neat.
You know what it is? So, of course, I'm a mother.
Yes.
And so we're going to do it at the zoo. So you can walk around the zoo. And then what happens is when the zoo opens, you then have tickets to get into the zoo for the day. So it's a great family event. We'll have a DJ out there. We'll be doing screenings for blood pressures and so forth. And it's just a great event. So whether it's the stroke survivor who you know, wants to try to get out and accomplish something, whether they're in a wheelchair or, you know, just wants to be a part of a great event, knowing that they have overcome whatever obstacle they have thus far in their stroke recovery. That's great. Or you want to walk in honor of someone.
I want to walk in honor of my father. So that means Solid Rock Baptist Church, I won't be there on Sunday, which is the first Sunday of the month, but I won't be there. I love you, Solid Rock. I'm going to come and walk in memory of my dad, and that's something I've never done before, so that'll be pretty cool.
Oh, wow. We appreciate it.
Yeah, my father died of a massive stroke back in 1975. He was 50 years old at the time, and we're here at LaSalle University taping this show, and he passed away at Germantown Hospital, which was like a stone's throw from where we are right now. And I was devastated. I was 15 years old at the time, and I didn't want my dad to be gone. And a stroke is just, he had a lot of signs, and he had several heart attacks before he had a stroke. I still think 50 is kind of young to be gone.
Very young.
And I wish he hadn't been so hard-headed. And so as I continue to age, and I've gotten past the age of 50, my sister and I, we both bated breath to the age of 50. Like, oh God, will we make it past 50? You know, will we be like that? Will we have strokes and die? And we made it, and because we determined to be healthy, to live healthy, to keep our weight down, all of that. But it's nothing to play with.
It is nothing to play with.
So now tell people more, if they want to find out more about your stroke walk, if they want to find out about you coming and speaking at their church program, at a community center, at a health program, how can they engage you?
Absolutely. So healthythoughtsworld.org is the website. They can reach us at 215-637-5815. And so we're more than welcome to come on out and spread stroke awareness and tell my testimony as well.
Yeah, you do like an online newsletter, you have information constantly on your website. It's not stale. You don't have a dated website that you, every time you look, it's the same thing.
Yeah, we have information that goes out as well. And, you know, so the information, so this is what I do want the community to know. Every 40 seconds, someone in this country has a stroke. It is the 5th leading cause of death in the world, in this country, excuse me. And every 4 minutes, someone's affected by a stroke.
Yes, indeed. We will remember those things, and I look forward to you continuing to join us on Word 900 AM WURD for the next couple of weeks as we lead into the month of May, reminding people about the Healthy Stroke Walk and Order My Steps.
Order My Steps,
Right.
5K stroke walk. Thank you.
God bless.
God bless you.
Alrighty, we're going to continue in just a moment as we go forward. We're going to lighten things up in the next portion of our program today as we talk about Prom-Ject. Stay with us.
It's the most natural thing for me to dance, but I was tripping and I was falling and didn't even know what multiple sclerosis was.
When I perform, I really love connecting with people. It's definitely cool to be able to give someone an experience through virtual reality.
Oh my God. I dream sometimes and I see that.
I would do anything for my friends. They're like family to me. Sometimes saying no can be scary. But I'm so glad I was brave enough to say yes to living a drug-free life. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
And hello, everybody. Here we go with our next portion of our program here at News You Can Use. I'm your host, Thera Martin Milling. And in this segment, I am so excited. We're lightening it up a little bit, but we're going to talk about something that is good and that is very worthy. Tamika Ryant, I thank you for being here with me. And we have with us Tynisha. And your last name?
Lockman.
Tynisha Lockman. Thank you for coming as well. And you are doing the most exciting, wonderful thing. It's called Prom, Prom-Ject.
Yes.
I love it. Tell our viewing audience what it's all about.
So Prom-Ject is our first event that we'll be hosting, a community event. We've been wanting to do some community outreach for a while now, but since we've opened up a clothing store, we had donations of like prom dresses in the store. I wasn't sure exactly what it was that we were going to do, but having the clothing store, this just seemed like the thing to do right now. Next year, it might be something different. Don't know if we're going to, continue with the Prom-Ject, but with the store, yeah.
It's just so amazing, and I thank City Councilman Kenyatta Johnson. Shout out to you, Kenyatta. Thank you for calling me and connecting me with these wonderful ladies to help tell this story here in this part of our city, and we hope that the word just spreads. But you have a deadline date upon which you're going to have an event in South Philadelphia at the Dixon
House Community Center.
So what happens that date? Because we want people to help between now and then.
All right, so for right now, we are accepting donations for dresses, shoes, and accessories, and we do ask that the donations are in, great condition up until the 20th of this month, April 20th. The 22nd, which is the Saturday, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., that's the day we will actually host our event. Now, at this event, we will have a DJ, we will have a photographer, 103.9 will be with us all day, Councilman Johnson will be there with us, we will all be there, and we do have a host of volunteers that will be helping us. But the young ladies will come in, there's no sign up, there's no registration, there are no pre-qualifications. If they need help, then they just come to the Dixon House. So you can get a dress, you can get shoes, you can get accessories, and on top of that, we are giving away vouchers for hair and makeup. So it might be discounted or it might be free, and it's first come, first served because it's only a limited amount. What else?
And a free fashion consult.
Right, by me.
All right.
And another young lady is giving out a book scholarship for college books. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. That is really wonderful. So now, about 3 weeks ago, I was helping out. I just had to fill in as the instructor for an after-school program. Teenagers from Dobbins High School, largely, a mixture of young ladies and gentlemen, ages from 14 to 18. And so I started talking to the girls about the prom, like who's going to the prom, and nobody said yes. And so I said, well, y'all don't want to go to the prom? And I started, that's part of the high school experience. You got to go to the prom and all that. And when it got down to it, the young ladies were saying, it's just too expensive, Miss Thera. They said, first of all, the tickets. I said, well, how much are the tickets? It said $90 a person. No, she said $90. I said, a couple? She said, no, a person. I said, oh my God, that's
ridiculous.
Right there.
Yeah.
And then when you start thinking about you want to get your hair done, you want to have a nice outfit, you want to have the jewelry to go with it. Now we're doing our nails. A lot of us are doing the eyelashes. All of that stuff adds up.
Yes,
it does.
It does.
And so the young ladies were saying things like, I just don't want to put that weight on my mom right now. I don't want to put that weight on my family right now. Things are really tight at home right now. And it just broke my heart. So then I started sharing with them how I used to get over back 100 years ago. And I went to like 6 proms. I was Miss Prom. I loved going to proms. I went to everybody's prom who invited me.
Wow.
I loved going to proms and had a different dress for every prom. Well, how did I do it? I borrowed dresses from other girlfriends. My cousin, who went on a couple of proms, and she was gorgeous in her gowns, she let me wear her gowns. And she was like 4 years older than me, so she had worn them. They were in the closet, not using them, just like this concept. And so that's, my mother didn't buy me one brand new dress.
Really?
She had one dress, a gown, made for me, and that didn't cost more than $30.
Wow.
I was a size 1 back in those days. Didn't take a lot of material, But I'm just saying there are ways to navigate around this and still go to the prom. I'm encouraging all young ladies and young men. I had to beg my son. I had to produce tears which I can do that because I took acting. That was my minor in college. I minored in theater. And I had to pull it up because he was telling me he didn't want to go to the prom. And he was so serious, junior and senior year. And I had to get dramatic. I had to bring tears to get this young man to go to prom. He just didn't want to go because he was old. He didn't like that social stuff. Nope. Not at all. But he went, and he was fine as he could be.
I know that's right.
And I was as happy as I could be, yeah.
Good.
But it is a special high school experience, and I suggest for every young person, if you can, if you really can, you should try to go. And if it's something like worrying about a gown to hold you back.
Come see us.
Come see them. Come talk to me because I'm going to send you to them.
That's right.
Right.
Goddess is actually one of the schools that we reached out to.
Yeah. And if anybody has an old idea in the back of their head, well, I don't want to wear something that's used. Stop it.
Yes.
Stop it. Because when you say used, again, these gowns, 9 times out of 10, we ladies buy gowns for an event
And we
program.
wear
We wear
one
one
time,
time.
and
so
that's it.
please, young girls, don't get your head all thinking about, oh, well, it's somebody else's dress or it's used. I don't want it. Please don't do that.
We really have some beautiful gowns. Some are used, some are new
are
with
even
tags.
Yeah,
And
right.
me being the way that I am, I wouldn't even put anything on the floor that I
Exactly.
wouldn't wear myself or that I wouldn't
Exactly.
put my daughter in. And we have a very good selection of very nice gowns. And we have about 300 to give away. So I just want everybody to come get them. Cost is one of the reasons why we're doing this.
Even when I think about shoes for fancy events and affairs, I've got a pair of silver shoes, several pair of silver shoes, several pair of gold shoes, and have worn each of them maybe 1 or 2 times, and that's it.
That's it.
Exactly.
And then the ones that I know they were uncomfortable, I'm never going to wear them again.
Exactly.
This is the first
You
and
know?
last time.
Yes, but it's a cute shoe, and you want to share
Yep.
it. Let somebody else have that joy.
I got rid of my prom dresses. Somebody that did an event like we're doing, I finally let my prom dresses go to the same kind of
Pretty
event.
neat.
Yeah.
All right, so for viewers watching the program right now, particularly, let's talk to the ladies for a few minutes. You might be just recently out of high school, in college for a few years, and you know you got those prom gowns still sitting at home. And you want to lift somebody else up, help somebody else, then you want to be in touch with these ladies. And then for some older women, sometimes older women have gowns that are very nice gowns that are not too mature for a young person. There's some gowns that will work even for a younger person. So if you know you have something you want to contribute, you want to do it as soon as possible, because on April the 22nd,
That's right.
they'll be at the Dixon House all day that day with young ladies coming from far and wide to pick out gowns that they can wear for their prom. So we need you to donate and donate now. How can they do that?
They can stop at the store, which is 310 East Girard Avenue in the Fishtown section of Philadelphia. They can contact the store, 215-739-1969, and leave a voicemail.
Say it again and say it slow.
I'm sorry. The telephone number is 215-739-1969.
And your address?
310 East Girard Avenue,
Okay.
Philadelphia, PA.
Nice area, too. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So I'm excited for you all. What's the name of your business?
Renew.
Renew. Okay. All right. So we're excited for you and excited for the young ladies
Yes.
who will be coming to get their prom gear, jewelry, accessories, shoes, all of that good stuff. It'll be available at Renew. That's 310 East Girard Avenue. All
Yes.
right. Well, I love the concept, love the idea, and I really appreciate City Councilman Kenyatta Johnson for being visionary enough to say, you know, while he works on all that important stuff that he does,
Exactly.
and I don't make light of any of the important work that he and other council people and other elected officials do, sometimes it's nice to just get engaged and get involved with other kinds of things that can uplift people in the community.
Yeah, he really put his A game. in
Yeah,
this one.
yeah. Well, we're wishing you all the
Yeah.
best. I'm so excited for you.
Thank
Again,
you.
if you come out on Saturday, April the 22nd, there's going to be a party atmosphere going
Pretty
on.
much.
There's going to be music at the Dixon House and all these prom gowns on racks for you to look at and other goodies to look at as well. The address for the Dixon House, where the event is taking place on April 22nd.
That is 1920 South 20th Street.
1920 South
South
20th Street. That's right off of Point Breeze.
It's right by Mifflin.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. All right then, and the time of the event on April 22nd at the Dixon House again?
It's 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
1 to 4, great time.
First come, first serve.
All right,
Everything must go.
Everything must go.
everything must go. Thank you, ladies. I
Thank
appreciate
you
you
so
all for
much.
coming. God bless you.
Thank
and
you.
keep doing the great work that you are doing.
We will.
All
Thank
right,
you.
that just about wraps it up for this edition of News You Can Use, and I'm your host. I'm So glad for this opportunity to have been able to shine the spotlight on Davida Godett, once again, our young lady who is always educating and talking about strokes and how to try and not go that route, not have to have that happen in your life. And then to have our ladies here from Renew to talk about Prom-Ject. We love it. We want to encourage you also for young people ages 14 to 18. If you are looking for a summer job for 6 weeks over the summer between July the 5th and August the 10th, we have work-ready programs through the Allegheny West Foundation, 280 summer youth job slots we have available. Right now, we've got about 100 filled. That means we've got 180 young people that we're still looking for to come and be a part of our Work Ready program. You need to come to the Panatti Recreation Center. That's 3101 North 22nd Street. That's right off of 22nd and Clearfield, Mondays through Fridays between 2:30 and 5:30 p.m. And you can fill out the application there and get your name on our list for a summer youth job. It's a minimum wage job, but it beats a blank. So we encourage you to come on out and get that first summer youth work experience. 4 days a week you work. That's 20 hours a week. 4 days, they spread it out. And then 1 day a week, we require you to come to a workshop where we sit with you and talk to you about college opportunities, how to apply for colleges, how to apply for scholarships, grants and loans, and all that good stuff. And we also take our young people on that 5th day to educational trip experience as well. So we keep them busy over those 6 weeks in the summer, and we look to do it with your young people for the summer of 2017. If you need more details, you can call 215-223-3714, 215-223-3714. But I really encourage you to come. The early bird gets the worm, and it's a first come, first served basis. So don't wait until the middle of May and start calling us about the jobs. They'll be gone then, okay? So take advantage of those opportunities for summer jobs today. Come to 3101 North 22nd Street, Mondays through Fridays between 2:30 and 5:30 p.m. That's it for this edition of Daybreak on News You Can Use here at LaSalle TV. I'm thinking about my radio show. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.